Well, let's say good morning and a pleasant welcome to the local daily, rated on Kings 88.5. Well, the local daily is running on Mondays to Friday at 11 o'clock. Of course, what we bring you major headlines, making news in the print media. And so please be my guest and let us together have a wonderful time. We have few papers right here, and we're going to run you through, give you synopsis of what is making news in the print media, and afford you the opportunity to go out there and grab a copy of any of the local daily and have in total the stories, what's making news in the print media. But don't go away, because let's be your part and have a wonderful time. Well, welcome, and let's have the ball rolling with the few papers we have this morning right here on the local dailies, beginning with our first paper. Our first paper yet is the news newspaper, the nation's news since 1989. It's right there on the screen there, volume 35, number 119. This is the Tuesday, October 8, 2024 edition. And for $40 Liberian, you can grab a copy of the news newspaper. Front page headline: Walkout admits investment deficit, says Liberia is in trouble. Walkout admits investment deficit, says Liberia is in trouble. And there you see the president, Ambassador Joseph Human Boakai, dressed up wearing a dark color blue light coat suit, a pro-poor, and he's been greeted by the Minister of State. That's Grace Fade right here. Grace Fade right here on the front page of the newspaper. So let's bring you a gist of the story there right here on the news paper. President Joseph N. Boakai says Liberia is currently in trouble as the country has experienced no major investment for the past couple of years. The president spoke on Sunday, October 6, 2024 at a Thanksgiving service in Pennsville upon his arrival from the United Nations General Assembly. The United States of America: I don't care which side you are on or how you feel, this country is in trouble, he said, adding that in order to build Liberia, there must be development opportunities and the country should be able to build the capacity of its citizens to produce and have dignity. We leave it right there. Stay on the front page of the newspaper. Stein demands trial of corrupt officials. Call for cabinet reshuffle. And I see the head of Stein right here. Moluba Molu, sparkly dress up in a t-shirt and a black cap, holding the microphone and very serious. Stein demands trial of corrupt officials. Calls for cabinet reshuffle. And we flip to the back page of the newspaper. Liberia insincere as U.S. ambassador justifies high rate of visa denial. That's the question on the back page of the newspaper. Liberians insincere. U.S. ambassador justifies high rate of visa denial. And I see Ambassador Mark C. Turner, the ambassador of the United States government right here near Monrovia. He's dressed up in the black coat suit, with the black tie and the white shirt on it. Very serious here. Government reduces price of petroleum products. Commerce Minister Ami Modad is right here. Gonglo descends on Bouakar's government, says rescue in officials' pockets. And Tiawan Gonglo is right there wearing a white t-shirt with his cap on, and he's holding the broom of corruption right in his hand. 4 drugs dealers jailed for 10 years. And I see Grand Cape Man County Anthony Young Power Dale. Contractor to mobilize equipment for overhead bridge project. Good news. And that's how we do it for the newspaper right here on the local daily. Well, our next stop yet is the Independent newspaper, Liberia's most investigative newspaper. And it's right there on the screen there. Volume 23, number 425. This is the Tuesday, October 8, 2024 edition. And for $40 Liberian, you can grab a copy of this paper. Front page headline. Unchecked impunity poses barriers. Stein asserts urges Bouakar to reshuffle cabinet. Unchecked impunity poses barriers. Stein asserts urges Bouakar to reshuffle cabinet. And I see Stein boss Moluba Molu right here dressed wearing the yellow t-shirt and the black cap, the logo of Stein. I see President Ambassador Joseph Human Bouakar wearing his party t-shirt here, looking very serious. Stay on the front page of the Independent newspaper. To connect Liberia and Ivory Coast, ECOWAS starts building 288-meter bridge over Kavala River to enhance regional trade, transport, and connectivity. I flipped the back page of the Independent newspaper. Former President Joel Howard Taylor appointed UNRPGC matron as the United International Peace and Governance Council Africa chapter. And I see former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor. She's right here on the back page of the Independent newspaper, sparkling, very smiling. And I see your executive of the UNRPGC right here handing certificate to Madam Joel Howard Taylor. So we leave it right here for the Independent newspaper. Go out and grab a copy for $40 Liberian dollars. Our next paper right here is going to be the New Republic newspaper. That's volume 15, number 49. Tuesday, October 8, 2024 edition. And for $50 Liberian dollars, you can grab a copy of the New Republic newspaper. Front page headline: We deny Liberians visa for insincerity. We deny Liberians visa for insincerity. Ambassador Tono clarifies how visa refusal rates. Stay on the front page of the New Republic newspaper. A plot to undermine prosecution. A plot to undermine prosecution. And I see the suspended DELDEA boss on an AB Kroman is right there. We'll flip to the back page of the New Republic newspaper. No need for graduation fees. From a Gonglo. No need for graduation fees. Will I be able to identify this because the ink is a bit bad up here? But stay on the back page of the New Republic newspaper. It's going to be massive. 8 p.m. terminal. What is I would do it for the New Republic newspaper? Go out there and grab a copy for $50 Liberian dollars. Follow up into what's making news in the print media. Our next stop is the Oracle News Daily. Our next stop will be the Inquirer newspaper because it's on the screen there. Volume 33, number 186. And it's the Tuesday, October 8th edition. And this paper is sold for $40 Liberian dollars. Front page headline: Overstay impacts visa adjudication. U.S. Ambassador Tono tells Liberia. Overstay impact visa adjudication. U.S. Ambassador Tono tells Liberia. Let us give you a little gist of that story right here on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. The United States, the U.S. Ambassador to Liberia, Mark Tono, has disclosed that over 50% of Liberians who travel to the U.S. on tourist visas have failed to return within the prescribed period. Speaking on the ELBC Super Morning Show on October 10th in Painesville, Ambassador Tono emphasized that overstaying has significantly impacted visa adjudication for future applicants, resulting in high refusal rates that are affecting many prospective travelers. We leave it right there. Stay on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. Samuka for Senate 2029. Samuka for Senate 2029. That's the former Minister of National Defense, Randy Samuka. Gonglo advocates for cancellation of graduation fees. Gonglo advocates for cancellation of graduation fees. And I see Councillor Tiawan Gonglo right here with his African attire and his African cap. LACC probes government US $22 million debt row contract. And Let me bring you a little of that story right here on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. Report gathered by this outlet say the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission has launched an investigation into the government through the Ministry of Public Works US $22 million contract for the rehabilitation of major road corridors across the country. The back page of the Inquirer newspaper is where I'm going right now, as you will see on the screen there. Sorry, I can grab it on the screen there for you. A boy born without vital organs, single mother appeals for her. I leave it right there for the Inquirer newspaper. For $40 Liberian, you can grab a copy of that paper and follow the story in total. Our next stop is the Oracle newspaper, reporting the truth to you. This is volume 2, number 128. And Tuesday, October 8, 2024 edition. For $40 Liberian, you can grab a copy of the Oracle newspaper. Major front page headline: reshuffle and fire corrupt officials. 10 urges President Boakai. Reshuffle and fire corrupt officials. 10 urges President Joseph Human Boakai. Let's bring you synopsis of this story right here on the local daily. Solidarity and Trust for a New Day stand, a leading civil society organization in Liberia, urges President Joseph Boakai to urgently reshuffle his cabinet and swiftly prosecute officials implicated in corruption. Stand warns that any delay or failure to act decisively risks exacerbating the government's inability to meet its obligations and worsening the ongoing economic crisis, leaving millions of struggling citizens without essential social services. And on the front page of the Oracle newspaper, seeing the Minister of Finance, the rate of government officials right here on the front page, and flip side then is President Joseph Human Boakai. So that's how we do it for the Oracle newspaper. Go out there for $40 Liberian, and you can grab a copy of that paper and follow the story in totality. Well, our next stop here is the Another newspaper, Liberia's most analytical newspaper. That's volume 26, number 22, Tuesday, October 8th, 2024 edition. And this paper is sold just for $40 Liberian, as you will see on the screen there. Front page headline: Cabinet reshuffle, corrupt officials prosecution demanded. Stern predicts government collapse without doing so. And I see Stern Chairman Malubake Malu. It's right here, dressed up, wearing a black t-shirt of Stern and a black cap, holding the microphone in his hand. Very serious. U.S. Ambassador pays courtesy call on VP Kun. Highlights diplomatic relations between two countries. And I see Ambassador Tono right here. He's wearing a dark coat suit a scrap blue knit top with white t-shirt, white shirt on it. And I see, as usual, Jeremiah Kwankun so serious, smiling and saying, in my heart, this could be a relief. He's wearing a purple suit. Stay on the front page of the Analyst newspaper. Fight for UNSC seat. The teaching movement of Liberia's global status. Gabriel Williams justified why Liberia deserves seats. And I see President Joseph Human Barker alongside with Gabriel Williams. And I go to the back page of the Analyst newspaper. They could turn no business. As usual, a nerd slogan. Walker Allen said of some GOL officials wants action. They could turn no business as usual. A mere slogan. They could turn no business as usual. A mere slogan. Walker's Island says of some GOL officials wants action. And I see former BBC correspondent Jennington Pelele right here on the back page of the Analyst newspaper. PUL new leadership begins self-evaluation. Sets up special committee to assess UN's current position. And I see Mr. Julius Kanaba, president of the Press Union of Liberia. He's right here on the back page of the Analyst newspaper. Madam Taylor reflects on the Joel. That's Madam Taylor reflects on Joel Starfish Foundation's legacy. Says it's a vehicle for promoting education on critical issues. And I see former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joel Howard Taylor, is on the back page of the Analyst newspaper. Who's leaking documents at NCHE? Executive Director suspect Sion Star launches probe. So let us bring you a little gist of this story on the back page of the Analyst newspaper. What appears to be a frosted relationship amongst the officials of the National Commission on Higher Education has once again raised its ugly head, with executive director suspecting some Sion executive of allegedly giving tip-up and stealing classified information for personal gains. The regulatory body of the country's higher education is grappling with internal dissatisfaction as leaking of sensitive documents reveal a growth rift at the administrative level. What does how we do it for the Analyst newspaper? You can go out there for $40 Liberian and grab a copy of this paper. Follow the stories in totality. For our last paper this morning on the local dailies on Kings 88.5 is the Daily Observer newspaper, volume 24, number 168. And this paper is sold for just $40 Liberian. Front page headline: Minister Yanti wants Africa at UNSC's table. He says UN must lead by example. And I see the Foreign Minister of the Republic of Liberia, Minister Bezlo Yanti. He's right here wearing a very beautiful African attire with a yellow hair tie. She got her two hands up so confident and says, Minister Yanti wants Africa at UN Security Council's table. Says UN must lead by example. Will $8 million bond judgment be reversed? As Judge Dixon entertained bond argument today. That's the question here on the front page of the Daily Observer's newspaper. Will $8 million bond judgment be reversed? As Judge Dixon entertains bond argument tomorrow. And I see ex-finance minister Samuel D. Toure right here on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. U.S. ambassador addresses mass visa rejections of Liberia. And I flip the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper. LCAA, ICAO, AFPP, and RFIM host performance-based navigation concept of operation training in Margibi County. PUL begins serious business as President Kanaba constitutes technical team to carry out comprehensive examinations of UN's current status. What I leave it right there. So for $40 Liberian, you can grab a copy of this paper. Well, this morning on that's the locals daily, the editorial is going to come from the newspaper titled "You Are Losing It, Mr. President." Let's give you synopsis of what is in the newspaper as the editor. It's barely 9 months since you, President Joseph Yuman Boakai, ascended to the seat of the presidency of the Republic of Liberia on January 22nd, 2024, after a scare win in a highly contested election against your fearless political rival, then ruling establishment, the Congress for Democratic Change, or the CDC. The Liberian people elected you not only because of your vast experience in public sector and national governance, having served the country for over 40 years, but also based on the widely acceptable belief that you were one person who maintained a transparent record during your many years in government, including serving as a vice president for 12 years under former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, a regime that struggled against corruption to the core. In addition to that, your election as president was also predicated on your strong stand against the negative vibes that rocked the CDC government under former President George Manning Weah, which was confronted with issues of corruption allegation, mismanagement of state resources, economic hardship, and further exacerbated by mysterious death across the nation. More to that, your vision for a new Liberia seemed clearly spelled out in your campaign promises, including steps you would take to rebrand Liberia's lost image amongst the Committee of Nations, which has been hugely affected due to some of the missteps of the CDC. You also promised to wage war on corruption and prosecute corrupt officials of your government, as well as former officials who have embezzled state resources, especially at a time when the U.S. government had sanctioned 3 officials of the Weah regime in persons of then former Minister Samuel Tuer, Minister of State Nathaniel Magee, and Managing Director of the Liberian Action Port Authority, Bay Tuari, for alleged act corruption. During your inauguration address, Mr. President, you promised to further prosecute war criminals for atrocities committed during the country's 14 years of bloody civil conflict through the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court, a call many citizens had made for several years. Upon assuming office, it appears that everything was going as planned as you moved swiftly to establish your government and setting the national leadership process into full swing, creating the Assets Recovery Office and taking steps that will see the establishment of a War Crimes Court through the commissioning of a special office. However, it seems all this momentum will quickly come to an end. Firstly, your government became embroiled in a controversial equation of 285 pieces of earth-moving equipment, of which the first and second batch of heavy-duty trucks and yellow machines were brought into the country through the Freeport of Monrovia to the BTC barrack. The equipment was brought into the country under a dark agreement with South African billionaire Robert Gumet and met no legal requirements. But you later told the Liberian people that no official deal had been reached to purchase yellow machines as it's been speculated. The initiator was a conversation between you and a long-time friend who shares your arrest agenda vision. Till date, the status of this controversy is still unknown. Fast forward, your officials of various ministries and agencies begin laying out several citizens who presumably were members of the CDC, though it was understood to be a payroll cleanup, yet those very positions were being reoccupied by persons believed to be unity partisans, causing those very positions a higher wage bill as compared to the CDC government. Most recently, report broke out of an alleged US $15,000 salary earned by the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, LTA boss, Mr. Patrick Hunter, who you appointed to the position. This is coming at a time when civil servants can highly afford to meet your family's basic needs, and you, as the president, has said or done nothing. Just last week again, news report uncovered the alleged purchase of a $150,000 vehicle by your Commerce Minister, Ami Moda, through the Liberia Revenue Authority, with funds acquired from the Medtech Scientific Solution deal. However, the LRA has since refuted such claims and clarified that the money was $96,000 and was intended to purchase operation vehicles for the Ministry of Commerce. Mr. President, all this is happening under your watch, and citizens are yet to see you take any affirmative action to address these early warning sounds that have the propensity to shipwreck your government, as in the case of the CDC. We believed that preventive action must be taken in these occurrences and will be instances of similar nature. The Liberian people's eye are focused on you for appropriate leadership moves that are needed to address these present situations while averting future ones. You are gradually losing it, Mr. President, and if care is not taken, your government will end up crashing and your good legacy will be destroyed. Speak where you need to speak and take actions where actions is needed. A hint to a why is quite sufficient. That's how we come to this editorial. You are losing it, Mr. President. Well, that's how we go home onto this edition of the Local Dailies, right here on Kings 88.5. Do join us tomorrow, same time, same station, at which time we bring you the Local Dailies. Until then, have a blessed Tuesday morning. Bye-bye.